Hey y'all, welcome back. Just got done with today's workout. It is always a fun one. A lot of people get real worked up over these, or they just really don't attack their warm-ups the right way or their mindset the right way for it. So the main thing is we need to kind of break you up into different categories. So we're not going to scale the run today. Everyone's going to run a mile, but we need to break you up into categories to say, are you someone that's trying to run sub 7? Or are you someone who's going to be between 7 and 10? Or are you someone who's going to be 10 plus? Because we might attack this very, very differently depending on what those time domains are going to be for you. But anyway, we got 4 times a 1 mile run. This is 1,600 meters. If you're doing it with a track, that'd be 4 laps around a track. Here at the gym, we kind of make it with 2 400s and an 800. But what I recommend doing is laps on a track. It's really mentally hard. So if you can find 1 mile loop, it's just so much better. I had a few around here. Kind of have to look out for cars a little bit. So I had a couple moments that I had to pull back a little bit to make sure I was being safe. So remember, it's always worth knowing you got a few seconds slower because you had to pull back because of a car than it is to obviously risk running into the car, because cars don't care that you're trying to work out. So anyway, we got 4 times 1 mile run. I'll kind of chip through these different areas, but if you're a sub 7 minute mile person, what I feel like happens is most people in that category who haven't done this just over and over and over and over again, most people come out pacing it too much. And then they kind of push, and then when you push hard at the end, you always finish thinking it's the hardest thing in the world, but you could go a lot faster. So especially with CrossFitters, I feel like CrossFitters who are going for that sub 7 minute mile do a much better job of coming out hard, breathing and smooth, but really trying to push the pace from the very, very beginning. And it's real easy to try and find something comfortable, but a sub 7 minute running only workout, you don't need to be comfortable. You should not be comfortable. The 7 to 10 minute mile people, those are the people now you got to come out and you got to pace it just a little bit. So the other people should just be coming out, guns blazing. Obviously, it's not a sprint, but trying to run fast, smooth and fast, breathing. 7 to 10 minutes, we're going to come out pacing it. For y'all, it's probably going to be about the 600 meter mark where y'all have to take off and really push the pace from there. But start with that first like 400, 600 meters, start paced out. The 10 plus minute mile people is just going to be, let's try and go nice and steady. And then when you have about 400 meters left, that's where we'll pick it up and just go as hard as you can or try and hang on to finish. So really all the running technique stuff we talk about all the time, posture, making sure we're breathing, make sure we're focusing on pulling the feet up and being springy on our feet instead of trying really hard. So efficiency is always going to be just really key here. One of the biggest mistakes I see, especially if you're doing this one on your own without warming up with a class, is people just don't warm up enough. They don't warm up their shoulders enough, and so when they start running, that posture really starts to go, or they don't have the extension in their shoulders, and so kind of even the arm swings are a little goofy, or maybe the hip isn't warmed up, or you name it, but warm up a ton for this one, both in mobility and getting your heart rate up. So remember, we have to kind of change energy systems a few times through this one. So really for me, it's usually about that like 1.5, 2 minute mark where it feels like I can't do anything. It's like the end of the world, and it's just like, ooh, I don't know what I did, but I'm in trouble today. And then you kind of switch over energy systems, you warm up a little bit more, and you get back into the groove. So just kind of expect that to happen. About 1 minute to 2 minutes in, you'll have that kind of moment where it just kind of feels really bad. That's that final kind of warm up, gearing it, the system into place, and then it should come back online a little bit. But we need to try and get there before it starts. So what I recommend is running like a 200 or a 400, coming in, doing some stretching. I like to hop up and down a lot, trying to get the springiness of my feet warmed up. And then I make sure I do like a 400 where I have moments of running really, really hard and then going slow and really hard, because I want to make sure I've got that top end speed warmed up, and it's not the first time I'm trying to get there when I'm starting this workout. So put more warm-up time in than you think. So total today, think of running 1.5 miles at least. And just that first half mile is going to be a bunch of warm-up. Make sure you're giving yourself enough time to cool down afterwards. But most people do some stretching, maybe they jog a little, and then they try and go for it. And you gotta warm up way, way more for a high effort like this. But this is a great one. Find those routes that you can recreate and recreate. Write it down. It's a lot of fun to watch this one drop over time as you get better and better and better. Enjoy it. Have fun. Talk to y'all soon.